Hello, welcome to Pursuit of Perfect System. My name is Terry Ellis. I'm an audio reviewer and a Dirac Live Calibrator, and welcome to episode 2, well, more like episode 1.1 of a new series that I'm running, which is called Hi-Fi and AV Hot News. And in this series, on a weekly basis, I'm just going to come on here and have a chat with you about what I think were the highlight pieces of news from the previous week, the things that got me excited and the things that I'd like to come on here and have a chat with you about, and hopefully we can discuss them down below in the comments section. Now, it's not been a week since the last episode, and that is because some news came out just yesterday that just could not wait a week, and I thought it was news worthy of making a video for it on its own. And that is because a very exciting and new speaker system was announced yesterday, with the first showing of this speaker system being at this weekend, hence the reason why I couldn't wait a week for the next episode. Now, there are lots of amazing speaker manufacturers out there, and how I look at them now is definitely different to how I looked at them maybe 10 years ago, but there is one company that's definitely stood out to me throughout the whole time I've been interested in audio systems. I think most young boys growing up would have pictures of maybe Ferraris or Lamborghinis up on their wall, and they would have the dreams and aspirations of owning one day. Well, I think it's the same for audiophiles or younger audiophiles growing up. There's certain companies that just stand out, that just have that same stigma and attraction as the likes of your Ferrari and your Lamborghinis. And for me, one of those companies is definitely Wilson Audio. Now, I can't quite put my finger on why that is for me. I'm not sure if it's because their speakers have always been really elaborate designs. Maybe it's because they've always had quite a lofty price tag, or maybe it's just purely based on their reputation. Wilson Audio is definitely a company that has that Lamborghini or Ferrari traction naturally for, high performance and high performance speakers. As a result, I think there's always eyes on them, huge expectations. As a company, I have to continuously deliver and exceed on those expectations. There's been a lot going on with Wilson Audio, and from where I sit, a hell of a lot coming out from there over the last few years. Loads of new speaker systems like the Sabrina, like the Yvette, like the TuneTot, like the Sasha DAW, and then the mighty Master Chronosonic. Now, the WAM Master Chronosonic has the very lofty price tag of $850,000. Do they answer this question? Are they really the perfect speakers? I must admit, I would give anything to have a serious listening session with those speakers, and they're not the only speakers from Wilson Audio that I feel that about. I'd love to have a listening session with lots of their bigger pairs of speakers like the XLFs or maybe the Alex, with a really good system in good conditions and a good room. Talking about the Master Chronosonic really brings up the fact that we need to pay homage to David Wilson, founder of Wilson Audio and a true hi-fi industry legend. Sadly, he's a man that I never got to meet, but his reputation certainly precedes him. And he's the man I've heard we've got to thank for the very high-end element of the audio market. He has my eternal gratitude. Wilson Audio speakers definitely have a familiar form factor, and when you start stepping up into their larger models like the WAM Master Chronosonic or even the XLF, that distinct shape is instantly recognizable. Now, yesterday on Twitter, a message popped up that just grabbed my attention. I couldn't help but click on it. To my amazement, it was another new speaker system from Wilson Audio, the Chronosonic XVX. Now, initially I was a little bit concerned and surprised by this speaker system, because I was thinking the Master Chronosonic, the last speaker system designed by David Wilson to be his ultimate expression of what a speaker can do, it's only been around for maybe a year or so. My initial reaction to this was completely wrong. There is a fantastic article on the Fidelity Online website, which I'll link down below, and I suggest you go and read. It's a really informative and interesting read and quite an in-depth look at this new speaker system. The Chronosonic XVX is still very much a speaker system with no compromise. It's just not at quite that lofty height of the WAM Master Chronosonic. The Chronosonic XVX will sell for $372,000, so about a third of the cost of the Master Chronosonic. But it appears that quite a lot from the Master Chronosonic is being used in the Chronosonic XVX. Chronosonic XVX is actually the Statement speaker system from Darrell Wilson, son of David Wilson. Just looking at a few technicals of the XVX, the things that stood out to me were new mid-range drivers using quite interesting technologies. There's a new iteration of Wilson Audio's famous Synergy tweeter, and the XVX will get the same bass drivers from the master Chronosonic. So as I said, there's quite a lot has been trickled down from that real flagship product. The look of the XVX is very, very similar to the master Chronosonic, but there's been some really nice, what I would class as kind of architectural changes, and that gantry where you have a mid-range tweeter and then two mid-range enclosures above it is just really something special. For me personally, I think that's just an amazing feat of engineering when you think that it's just a speaker, it's a speaker system, but you know, it's a speaker system on another planet, isn't it really? The whole gantry system at the top allows for a really micro fine level of adjustment for that top section so that the speakers can be aligned to a really, really tight time domain tolerance. And I've not seen anybody do that in the flesh, but that's one of those things I'd just love to see how that goes on. What is the process that they go through? How do they measure that? You know, how do you measure the sound in order to be able to make those tiny adjustments to that top section? I'm sure there is, you know, a very strict and stringent process that an installer goes through, but just one of those things I'd love to see it with my own eyes and just experience it. There are loads of other really amazing attentions to detail with this new speaker system, and as I mentioned, there's a really lovely article on Fidelity Online website, and I'll link it below. Go and read it. It's a really interesting article to read. So these Wilson Audio Chronosonic XVX definitely join my hi-fi bucket list for, you know, a serious listening session. How can they not? And again, they're like one of those Ferrari or Lamborghini type speakers that you could quite easily have a poster up on your wall and just look and dream about having a listening session to. Well, there's some good news for some of you. Wilson Audio have just confirmed that they'll be sending me some I wished. For anyone who's attending the Rocky Mountain Audio Fest this weekend, that will be the first display or first unveiling or first demonstration of the new Wilson Audio Chronosonic XVX. If you wasn't lucky enough to be attending such a great hi-fi show, then you're even more lucky now. And I wonder if that will motivate some of you or more of you to attend this show, because for me, that's worthy of the ticket price on its own. So that's it just for this little interlude. Just wanted to point this news out that yeah, there is a really exciting and ultra mega, you know, biblical high-end speaker system from Wilson Audio that's going to be on demonstration this weekend if you are attending the Rocky Mountain Audio Fest. And if you are attending and you do get to listen to it, please come on this video and leave me some feedback. You know, what you thought of it, what was it like? Because, you know, opportunities to listen to systems at that level do not come around very often. Even when you're as active as I am, they just do not. So relish it, appreciate it, enjoy it. How do you feel about the speakers? What do you think? Do you like the look of them? Do you not? Are you going to be buying a set? Would you buy a set if you had the money? How do you feel about them? Make sure you get stuck in. Leave your opinions and thoughts down in the comment section. That way we can start the chat about this really interesting topic and develop and grow the community from here. So I hope you've enjoyed this one. I'll definitely be seeing you next week for part 2 or 3, whichever way you want to look at it. Make sure you go and visit the website if you haven't recently. Hit that thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. I'll see you all soon. Enjoy the weekend. Take care.